You've seen United, now FUCK home. What a result. Eddie Howe's Mags are pushing for those Champions League places, and it's a massive start to a massive week for this football club. The instant match reaction's coming up, so make sure you stick around. You've seen United now off form. What a result. I tell you what, if there is one match in the whole season where I kick every ball, I head every ball and I scream for every single last whistle, it is Man United at home. I absolutely hate their guts, and the fact that we have now put ourselves in a position when that awful lot comes up a bit quieter, doesn't really have much confidence, and don't even sell all of their tickets. The fact that I've just seen a Man United away and one of the biggest clubs in world football with empty seats from the first whistle gave me so much satisfaction before a ball was even kicked. Absolutely fantastic, and that felt like we were already winning before the match had even started. Look, that's a massive win. Before we talk about the match itself, that is a huge start to a huge week, as I keep talking about. We've got 3 matches in 6 days, and you could argue maybe Manchester United at home was one of the harder ones, but I never saw it that way, because this Man United team is not only in free fall in terms of results, but they play into our hands, and they've also got a Europa League game that is much more important to them. And look, let's now talk about the match. First half, I thought we started a lot slower than I expected. We didn't have the intensity that would have probably put the shites up them from the first 5-10 minutes and really set the tone for the rest of the game. We did have all of the ball. We did create a lot of chances in that first half, but we didn't really maybe start exactly how I expected to. We were a little bit sloppy with the ball in areas. But again, we grew into the game and we did take the lead, and it was an absolutely beautifully worked but lovely ball over the top, and Sandro Tonali, I'll touch on him in a second, that Italian stallion, lovely finish, and then that woke us up. I felt like that really woke us up. We did have that intensity, we did start to press a little bit higher. But I stand by what I said in my match preview. Look, Harvey Barnes, again, another player we'll touch on. What a performance, and what 2 lovely goals to win us pretty much that football match. But I didn't think we were exposing wide areas enough, and Manchester United are more suited to playing centrally with their system that they play. And it was a little bit too central. Jacob Murphy did get joy down the right-hand side. He just wasn't doing, in my opinion, enough with it. And down the left-hand side, we weren't really getting at them enough. And look, they equalised. We did have chances. Nick Pope made a really crucial save early on from a nice bit of play from them. One of the only bits I can say in that whole match. But then they scored, and look, they were always going to play on the counter-attack today. They knew we were going to have all of the ball. They knew we were going to be the higher energy team and looking to press and make things happen in transition. And they had one counter-attack, and it was quite sloppy. But what I will say, it was right in the corner against the very tall goalkeeper in Nick Pope, who couldn't get to his far corner to save it. And in half-time, every single Newcastle fan is just scratching their head thinking, how is that football match 1-1 at half-time? But that gave us confidence, and I was worried that maybe if we continue, that it might be one of them matches that just ends up drabbing into maybe a 1-1 draw. And how frustrating would that have been for everybody in St James's, other than that half-empty away end up in level 7. But the second half, my God, let's just talk about the second half. Exactly the level of intensity that we all thought, and I always knew that this Man United team, with a Europa League game 3 days earlier in France, could not handle. And we got the perfect start in that goal from Harvey Barnes. Exactly what he does. He's almost a striker come winger, and I still to this day see why Eddie Howe signed him. Yes, did I think Anthony Gordon, if he was fully fit, was more suited tactically to this match to get at them wider and hug the touchline? Of course. But what Harvey Barnes offers that Anthony Gordon doesn't is a natural finishing ability that I would argue is probably his only second to Isak and Callum Wilson in this Newcastle squad. He's that good at putting the ball in the back of the net, and that was the lovely start of the second half. And from that point onwards, it was just control. They started to run out of ideas, they made changes, and then we get another goal, and Harvey Barnes again, mother of mercy. I don't think any of them Man United players from our high press expected him to keep on carrying the ball, but he did, and he carried it all the way through, and that finish into the top corner was any finish that Haaland, Isak, Lewandowski, any striker in world football would have been proud of, and that puts the game to bed. And that is when Amorim made changes. That's when the Man United fans started pouring out, much to my delight to see, and we were always in control from that point. But it's the engines in this Newcastle team that I think set us aside when we play these football matches. We never fucking stopped to the last minute. We really didn't. And then that high press, even when we could have took the foot off the gas a little bit, was signalled in the fourth goal. The high press set the ball up for Bruno because he took advantage of a mistake that we forced him into, and he bangs it in. And Bruno, now let's move on to players. The game was dead and buried then. We could have had a couple more. We could have won that match 7-1, 8-1, and that's no exaggeration with the chances we had in the first half as well. Let's talk about individual players. Sandro Tonali, for me, is the man of the match. I've spoken to fans, which will be on a different video. It was between him and Barnes for a lot of people. Tonali, in my corner, running his arse off in the 89th minute when we 4-1 up. That boy has an engine that I don't think I've ever seen from a central midfielder. I've seen it in wingers. I've seen Almiron with a great engine. But a player who dictates things to the level of quality he does, he's football and brain, but also to cover every blade of grass, for me, makes him one of the best midfielders in Europe. And for a while this season, I was saying that we weren't talking about Tonali as one of the best players as much as what we were earlier in the season when we were on that 11-game winning run, that maybe Tonali's performance had gone a bit quieter. Well, he stepped it up, and he stepped it up at a time that's helped us lift the Carabao Cup. And today, in a match that really matters, that sets us up really nicely for this week, I thought he was excellent. I thought his control on the ball was great. I thought his aggression in a match that really helps when this St James's Park crowd feeds into what the players are doing on the pitch. It's unlike any other in Europe, in my opinion. And we cheered tackles him, we cheered him charging the ball down in corners. His goal in the first half was absolutely beautiful. He had a strike that went just past the post, and he, for me, I said the midfield was the battle we needed to win today, and that's how we were going to win this match, and we did. And it was absolutely fantastic from him. Harvey Barnes, look, I've already said I thought Anthony Gordon should have played tactically before this match. I want to eat my words in the best way possible, because that means we've done something right and we've won the football match. And Harvey Barnes proved exactly why that he is needed in this team and why he's an asset and why we paid 35 million. Yes, he's maybe not the best defensively. Yes, he maybe doesn't hug the touchline or like to take a man on in situations when he has the ball at his feet in wide areas. But my God, does he know where the goal is. That third goal where he runs through and powers it in. But again, you could also argue his first goal, the way he's in the box like a striker would be to tap in, his instinct. He would probably make a good forward if he converted over, and he's proven his salt, and he's given great, healthy competition as we come into a crucial stage of the season. Other shout-outs for me, Bruno Guimaraes, proving that he's the only Bruno in the Premier League worth talking about. Bruno Fernandes getting subbed off. I've got no doubt he had a tantrum in that dressing room. You've seen United now, F-U-C-K home, was the chant that I love to sing to this awful lot. And I thought he trumped a player who, attacking-wise, has got some of the best stats in the Premier League this season. I thought both fullbacks, I thought Livramento just continues to prove that maybe, just maybe, he's better at left-back than right-back. Who would have thought that? He just looks so comfortable. He really doesn't. He didn't do much wrong at all, apart from maybe being caught out a little bit out of position for their goal in the first half. Trippier, give that man another year. That man should not be sold in the summer, because he has really come into his own, not only for his leadership, but his quality going forward. The list could go on. The list could literally go on. I thought Jacob Murphy was crucial in areas in his link-up play today. But Newcastle United have just absolutely smashed Manchester United. And I tell you what, that Keegan display beforehand, we all know how much Keegan had some great days against this lot, but some really frustrating days. And I think it was only fitting that he always said, I'd love it if we beat them, love it. Well, I loved watching us smash them. That's the first time we've done the double over them since 1930-31 season. 96 years in the making, just another record for Eddie Howe. And by the way, Eddie Howe, if you're watching this from your hospital bed, I hope you loved every moment. That'll have tasted a lot sweeter than the grapes, and that has set us up beautifully for Crystal Palace on Wednesday, that crucial game in hand. And if we can get 6 points from 9, for example, if we lost at Villa, which is a difficult place to go, I'll be reasonably happy with the matches we've got left. But do not underestimate the level of performance there and turning over that awful lot. And I'll always get satisfaction from watching that away end empty with 5-6 minutes to go. Honestly, fantastic from every single one of them. And we outran them just like they expected us to. And their fans who were worried beforehand, we did a job and we continue to do a job, and the level of performances since that cup final would have even surprised me. Newcastle fans, if you've liked this instant match reaction, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe, let us know your thoughts, and there will be a match vlog with fan thoughts to follow this one as well. On to Crystal Palace we go. I am away for that one because I booked a trip before it got rearranged, unfortunately, so I'll be giving you a video from the sunny Mallorca, hopefully with more of tan and hopefully the chlorine in the pool doesn't ruin this hair too much. But thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to go and sink a bean to toast what was a fantastic result against Manchester Reds. There's only one United, and it's black and white stripes. How are the lads?